So I feel like before we get too far into this, I should explain a couple of things. And the first of those is that a while ago I started doing podcasts which were basically just film reviews, and I hired a musician to record a jingle for me, and he asked me to give him a nice clear brief so that he knew exactly what I wanted. And what I got was the brief that I'd written for him sung to music. And there was a bit of back and forth, and anyway, it's fine in the end. It is what it is. Managed to get some of the money back, and basically I've commissioned the same guy to do the new jingle for this new series of videos. Now, I realise this is a YouTube channel, not a podcast. I don't know how familiar you are with the contractual machinations of the website Fiverr, but basically once you've ordered something, submitted the brief for it and paid, that's pretty much a done deal then. And it is extra to make amendments. Sometimes it's £3 or £4 extra. So the jingle will mention podcasts, I suspect. Just imagine the YouTube channel as being a multi-purpose medium in which you could watch the videos, or you could do the washing up or tidy the room or something, and listen to it instead, at which point it sort of becomes a podcast. Or you could download the videos and strip the audio off and put them on your phone and listen to it that way as a podcast. Or you could just shut your eyes when you're watching it and listen to it that way, or turn the monitor off. Loads of different ways, ultimately, of this becoming a podcast. I don't think we need to get bogged down in the fact that it's a jingle for something that it clearly isn't, because, as I've said, I didn't want to pay extra. Anyway, so this is the jingle coming up for the channel, podcast, YouTube video channel. Have a listen, and then after that, we'll get into what the channel is about.
Okay, let's try this again. This is what I want for the new jingle on my podcast. It's still called John Bolton's Podcast. This time I'm gonna focus on my novel Time Unravelers. That's just a working title. Can you make the book sound awesome? Make me sound awesome as well. Basically just doing awesome jingle. Let's not have a repeat of what happened last time. Bye.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hi George, it's John. Just a quick message. I've sent over the PayPal payment that we talked about. If you could get that review to me, I'm literally doing a podcast today. I realise that's quite short notice, but I want to get this done. So if you could put it together for me, that'd be much appreciated. Cheers, George. Thanks, mate.
Howdy, folks. It's George Willingham here. You know, I just wanted to review a book today. It's called Time Unravelers, Time Unfathomed. Anyway, Time Unravelers is, I think, is the name of the book. Anyway, Time Unravelers. It's by a guy named John Bolton, and it's about a bunch of kids who have a time machine, and the time machine is a metronome. So if you people like gnomes and garden gnomes and stuff like that, if you got a kid between the age of 9 and 13 or something like that, not that the author has paid me to read it or anything. I haven't read it, but no. Anyway, what I want to talk about was how great this book is. It's got some really interesting characters in it. There's Evie, there's Amelia, there's Raven, then there's this other one called Hermione, and Peter Cottontail. Well, they all get together and they have this great adventure. It's kind of like a poor man's Secret Seven, and the Secret Seven time travels into space, goes on, and there's dinosaurs, and there's all kinds of things out there that are attacking them and things like that. It's got a lot of stuff in it. If you like that kind of thing, there might even be some vampires in it and stuff like that. I don't know. It was very exciting, I guess. But anyway, each chapter begins with a rule about time travel. Now, I like the one where he says, "Don't throw the floats. You know, you're gonna need them floats later, people. Don't throw. Stay off the grass. Don't fight with the dog." You know, good rules of time travel. And I can say it's if you like books, with words in them and characters who actually say stuff to each other, it would be great. That whole business in the book about the Vikings that battled with the French during the Peloponnesian Wars and all that. Oh, it was great. I guess it was real good. Anyway, that's it from here. Be sure to check out the book, Time Unravelers or something. And I'll see you again for our next review. Thanks.
Well, that was £3 well spent. So a couple of things first for me to explain. This behind me is the set backdrop. So I have another channel where I do videos around teaching and computing and STEM and that sort of thing. And so I have this as my back. Well, I say it's my backdrop. It's the back of my office. Anything I do at my desk, that's the backdrop. So a lot of these things here are things that I've been sent to do, like product tests and reviews of. Haven't got around to yet. This one here, nope, is the next one, if you're interested. So I'll put a link in the description or something, whatever it is people on YouTube do, if you want to go and look at those as well. The other thing I need to explain is George Willingham. I mean, I can't actually explain George Willingham. He's an enigma. But I can explain why I have a video review from him. So I saw a video review by George Willingham, or at least by somebody calling themselves George Willingham, quite a long time ago, and didn't think anything of it. And then a while later, happened upon another one for something else, which made me think, I'm sure I've seen this guy before. And then I went out looking for him. Didn't go out looking for him, not a stalker, but I did look for him on YouTube, and I ended up finding about 30 videos by him for all different crazy things. And then when the time came that I was looking to sort of start building some sort of not a buzz exactly for a book that's not finished, but I guess I was just procrastinating and trying to avoid the actual writing process by looking for anything else I could do relating to the book that didn't require actually any work. That was a harsh admittance of reality there. This has no place on YouTube. So I thought, maybe I could get someone to do like a video review of it for the website. So I found a woman actually called Naomi, I think her name was. Pretty sure actually that's not her name. So I found a woman called Alicia, and she did a review of the book. I sent her a chapter of the book to read and then give me some feedback on, because at that point I was just desperate for some sort of engagement with an audience. And she read the chapter but reviewed the chapter as if it were the entire book, and quite a lot of the review was her talking about how surprised she was in terms of how short it was. Which is understandable, because an average middle grade book would be 70, 80, 90,000 words, and the chapter I sent was 3. Then I thought, see if there's anybody else on there, and I went looking through. I went on a website called Fiverr, and I scanned around looking for someone else who could do a product review. And who should I see but George Willingham. So I messaged him. I said, "Hi, George, if that's your real name," which, point of interest, it's not. Would you be willing to do a video testimonial of my book? But I want you to make it really obvious you've not actually read it. And he seemed happy with that. There's money in the bank in it. So I booked a gig with him, and I sent him some ideas of things to talk about and things he could maybe say that makes it obvious he's not read it. And, well, you've seen the result of that. So, so I have done something at the end of the video relating to George Willingham. It's not meant to be a dig at the guy, whoever he really is in real life. I just think it's kind of funny that every now and again I cross paths with George Willingham reviewing something obscure. So my name's John, I'm a writer. I've been working on this novel, Time Unravelers. It's a working title. I guess you know that by now. Since 2011. I thought it was later than that, but I just checked. It's 2011. In my defence, November 2011, so nearly 2012, and we're only just in 2019, so it's not as bad as it sounds. It's bad. It is bad. Anyway, so last year, well, basically, so the novel began in November 2011, and I started writing it under the umbrella thing of something called NaNoWriMo. I presume that's how it's pronounced. The ri is writing and rai, so Rimo, I'm assuming. So NaNoWriMo. Never actually heard it said out loud other than by me. And the idea of that is you write a novel in a month, which is clearly ludicrous. And I didn't finish writing the novel in a month, but I did make a dent in it. And having not written fiction, at least, for years, for various reasons of motivation and inspiration and determination and all the Asians, all the good Asians, I didn't have any of them, so I didn't write anything. And then over the course of months following that November, I eventually finished the book, and then sort of things happened and I had to go back through the book and make a lot of changes, and I might talk about that at some point because I guess that's pertinent to the writing process, and I guess as a diary of a novel being written, I should talk about the writing process at least occasionally. And anyway, so then I kind of abandoned it, and then a whole big teaching thing came along with all this stuff and more distractions, and I just didn't write anything for ages. And then last year I made it one of my resolutions I would definitely rewrite the book, because I'd made a decision previously to rewrite it, and last year 2018 was going to be the year, and I wrote in total I think about 200 words, and that was during the 2018 NaNoWriMo, my returning year. Managed two returning years. I wanted to, but I just didn't. I guess I didn't really want to, otherwise I would have done. So then I made it my New Year's resolution that in 2019 I would write my book, and I would write a little bit every day, even if it's only 200 words or something. It's just anything, just so it's a constant thing. Because even 200 words a day, eventually I'll end it with a book. Might be another 6 years, but that's all right. Not going anywhere. Got all these things to play with. So the thinking partly behind having this YouTube channel was that I could chart progress of the book and sort of talk about what it's like to write a novel and where ideas come from and the difficulties, I suppose, of finding the discipline to sit down and write every day. I've got a plot board on my wall which I could show you and talk about how the book is broken up into sections, and each of those sections then houses a certain number of chapters, and that's how the book is structured, because structure was a big problem the first time. Boy, was it a problem. There wasn't any. It was the main problem. So that's one of the main reasons for creating this channel, is just that, really, is to chart the development of the book, and maybe some of the writing process for me might be of use to other writers, or it might be of interest at least, hopefully. I don't know. If nothing else, you can get a kick out of seeing progressively more and more unbearably, horribly bright t-shirts. So that's something. I might rearrange things behind myself each video, and you can kind of go, oh, what's he moved this week? Oh, it's exciting. The other reason is because, as I've said, I've had some difficulty with motivation over the years, and I've made it my resolution. I've made a couple of resolutions this year that I'm determined to stick to, and one of them is to write this damn book. So, if nothing else, to get my mother off my back. So, she doesn't watch this. So, I'm going to chart the development of the book, and in doing so, hopefully that will give me some motivation to keep on at it. And I guess if people start watching the videos and asking questions or engaging in some way, that might also help push me along. Because probably just setting myself an arbitrary target of 200 words a day or something isn't enough, because I've done that before, it hasn't been enough. But hopefully having a channel where I'm talking about the book regularly. I've got somebody who's doing illustrations for me, so hopefully when those start to come in, I can show those and we can talk about that aspect of it. So that's the main hope for the channel, I suppose, is that yes, it would be nice to kind of garner some interest from people and inspire something in other people, perhaps. Maybe if other people see the struggles I've had with writing, that might make them think, oh, it's not just me. Maybe we could form a sort of weird codependent support group. But the main thing is to motivate myself. And if no one else watches these videos, that'll be a little bit demotivating. But as long as I keep doing the videos and talking about the book and keeping the book alive and present in my mind, hopefully it will mean that I keep writing it. Because I've often found with writing, there comes a point in any project where there are often days where you're just sat and you're kind of laboriously stabbing away, and it's easier to read back through stuff you've done and improve it than it is to come up with new stuff. And then it's almost like as a switch gets flicked, and then all of a sudden you're just on fire, and the book is just coming out. And that's what I want to try and get to, because I haven't had that for a long time. And actually, you know what? It's the 3rd of January. I've had 2 days so far. I haven't done today's words, but I've had 2 days so far where I've actually really enjoyed it. The scene I'm writing isn't on my plan, which is annoying because that took ages, and it's really well thought out. Anyway, so the scene I've been working on is nothing to do with any of that. It's completely new. It came to me when I was walking the dog, but actually it fits everything quite well. And it's actually, weirdly, it's like the opening scene of the book, which is unusual because I don't necessarily write, chronologically from start to finish, because actually that is what I did the first time. Maybe I shouldn't do that. But anyway, so that's, so it feels like a good opening chapter, hopefully. Whether it'll stay in the book and whether it'll still be the opening chapter when the book's finished, I don't know. But at the moment, words are coming, and I'm glad. So that's me. Thanks for watching. Presuming you got as far as this. Maybe I'm just talking to nobody. That's sad. So thanks for watching. As I say, this is the first of hopefully at least a few videos before I eventually lose interest and stop doing them. I'm not going to do that. So yeah, thank you for watching. Do come back. Do subscribe. Do smash the like button. All that stuff. I'll do some graphics that I use on my other channel. I'm not a YouTuber really. I'm old, and but I gather that YouTubing as a thing, you have to do a lot of smashing like buttons and clicking notification bells and all that stuff. So do all of those things, please. And I will see you next time, and I will leave you with something to do with Jaws. I don't know what this is exactly, but here it is anyway. Enjoy.
Folks. Hey, folks.
Hey, folks. Good morning. It's George Willingham here. George Willingham here. This is George Willingham.
There is hope out there for those of you that suffer from nail fungus problems. Something that we all dread, and I dread.
I got
nail fungus problems.
yeah.
The French rap band. Now, I am not a hip hop expert.
I'm a college professor. Home Restored has made it much easier for us to manage our parking lots around our warehouse facility. I've been unemployed for about 3 years or so. I am a certified hypnotherapist. I've been in practice now for, I guess, about 6 years. And I couldn't. I just wanted to send you a video to thank you instead of shooting you another email. Video instead of just an email. That's my my video. I wanted to send that to you instead of another email. I wanted to send you guys out a video today instead of just an ordinary email, rather than another email.
Just wanted to post a video here today to thank the good folks over at Ideal Home Care for all the help that they have given us with our mother.
We were having a problem with one of the pump motors.
Hip hop group that I have discovered. It's called Anthropocene. Anthropocene. I can't even pronounce it. It's French. Mom had, great beats. I just love it. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.
All right, bye.
Come back soon for the next episode of John Bolton's podcast.